beautiful people. Welcome back to Master Your Resilient Mindset Mondays. If you're new here, hi, my name is Angela Willis, and I am a wealth and wellness realtor, author, and nonprofit leader. And I'm also the creator of the Master Your Resilient Mindset movement. So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so grateful that you all are here joining me. And on this channel, I share resilient mindset practices, tools, and financial strategies for people, particularly caregivers who may be in a season of transition, rebuilding, or reset. I also help people who are chasing purpose or trying to align with the right people finally get clarity first. And listen, clarity is underrated. It's so underrated. It is a rare kingdom treasure. And it is not as common as many people would think, and that's what makes it a rare kingdom treasure. But just like mastering your mindset is an ongoing process, so is clarity. It is definitely not a one-time event. This is so again, I want to welcome you all. Thank you for joining me because I genuinely believe that this is just not my calling. But it's something that I believe we all have been collectively called to do. So if you are someone you know is craving clarity, seeking alignment, or trying to make strategic power moves, go tell a friend to tell a friend that Master Your Resilient Mindset movement is here, and don't keep the goodness to yourself. So I am going to make another announcement, and I want to let you all know that last month you all saw me, the wealth, you all saw the wellness spiritual life coach side of me, and that was such a beautiful season. But that assignment has wrapped up, and I'm stepping into a new season, and this season is, of course, caregiver focused. So many of you have asked me to talk about navigating life after the loss of a loved one and real estate. And that's not just a topic for me, it's personal. For those of you who don't know, I stepped into the role of a dementia caregiver around 30 years old. I was working full time in a predominantly male toxic environment, running a nonprofit, and also trying to step into the role of being was a newly licensed real estate agent. So I was doing multiple things at that time, and caring for, and also around that time introducing to the role again of being a dementia caregiver for both of my parents. And what I didn't realize at the time was that caregiving wouldn't be temporarily, it would be nearly 20 years, a 20-year run, nearly a 20-year run. And so when I say I understand overwhelmed caregivers, I truly do. So that's why I'm launching a series called Master Your Resilient Mindset, standing on business. Let me say that again. Master Your Resilient Mindset, standing on business. And this series is about helping caregivers stand on business, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I'll be teaching how I intentionally bridge mindset, money, and property into life planning together, because when those things are aligned, clarity replaces chaos. And so I wanted to mention to my vision board family, I love you guys. I haven't forgotten about you. I love going live with you, but I have to honor my capacity in this season which is I can't clone myself yet. So the lives will be paused for a little while. And moving forward, the official name of the podcast is Master Your Resilient Mindset Movement Podcast. That's right. Master Your Resilient Mindset Movement Podcast. I feel like we need like a little bit of music. So let me do that really. There we go. Yeah. So same heart, clear focus. Also want to, before I shift gears again, I want to welcome all our new Vision Board Mindset Reset Circle members. We are still growing, and I am so grateful. And although I won't be going live like I used to or for a while, I still will be going live with our Spiritual Reset Sunday. So make sure you pencil that in and save and keep your finger on the tab on the Sundays. Make a notation on Sundays to have your alarm clocks set for 8 a.m. So we have a whole lot to kind of cover. And I also want to say, before I forget, happy Valentine's Day. I hope someone was kind to you on Valentine's Day. And if not, consider that this is your reminder that you're doing better than you think already. All right, here we go, family. So let's take a quick mental health moment. So on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being, Lord, I'm tired, and 5 being, I'm doing all right, how would you rate your stress level right now? Feel free to put or drop your number in the chat. There'll be no judgment. That's just honesty, of course. And if you're feeling like a 1 or 2 or even a quiet 2.5, you can definitely don't feel like you have to be strong alone. Strong people need support too. So let's get started, okay? So again, as I always say in my introductions, clarity. This is the season, the year to do things better with clarity. And clarity is about who you are, knowing who you are, and the season that you're in. And in my last episode, I talked about hitting a turning point. I shared about how I talked about the power of alignment and how sometimes alignment doesn't mean that you may not need to do some realigning and realignment. And I also talk about being a realtor and how it's definitely hard in the beginning stages or when you are in starting over. So tonight, I'm here to talk about the power of assignment. And as I already mentioned, that I am on a new assignment, and that is this new series that I have launched, which is called the Master Your Resilient Mindset Standing on Business series. So for those of you who are not familiar with the word assignment, I want to just share a little bit more clarity about what that is. And so assignment, when you believe you've been given an assignment, means basically when you believe you have a God-given responsibility for a specific purpose or a season. And other words, God gives you some marching orders, so to speak. And it doesn't mean you feel necessarily totally prepared. It doesn't mean that you have it already figured out. It just means that you just are willing to take the steps and walk in obedience and definitely be open to receiving help from others. And as I talked about mastering your resilient mindset, this series is about standing on business. It's about helping caregivers basically stand on business, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Too many caregivers are in survival mode. And oftentimes you cannot get clarity when you're simply trying to survive. And I like what John Maxwell, leadership coach, said about making decisions. He said, don't make major decisions when in the valley. And because, of course, you can make some very, very poor decisions when you're already under a whole lot of stress and sometimes your judgment gets cloudy. And so I know that from personal experience. So, but however, don't make these major decisions when in the valley. I'm so grateful that yet and still I was blessed to get still clarity in a season where I was under a lot of stress and heaviness, and I'm grateful that now that I have more clarity about myself, that I have become less distracted. That's not to say, or don't get me wrong, that distractions still don't try it, and they do. But after I hit a turning point, I told myself, going back is not an option. And by the way, by the end of this video, you will tell yourselves the same thing. So I want to ask you all a question. And let me try to see if I can build my screen up. Okay, so I want to ask you all a question. How many of you are stressed every single month trying to cover a mortgage, utilities, groceries, and rising costs by yourself? We share, honestly, we are in a very, very volatile economic climate right now. And we share an epidemic that I want to call it. We all share a common epidemic, which is rising costs of goods and services, and income is not rising as fast as the increase in the cost of things that we pay for. And seniors are getting older. There's a continued increase of caregiving responsibilities. Seniors are getting older without without any kind of financial plan. Adult children are moving back. Many college students have graduated from college and have had to move back home due to not being able to land a job right away. Not to mention the increasing number of dementia-related cases. Ongoing with the number of cases that is happening here in the United States. And I want to include that uh, the real cost after the loss of a loved one, um, we talk about, oftentimes we talk about the financial strain, while during the person's lifetime, while they are living, while caring for someone while they are living. But oftentimes we don't talk about the costs that we incur after someone has passed away. It's not like that all the bills have stopped. It's, in some cases, oftentimes those who are still living survivors have to deal with the outstanding debts from like medical expenses or from legal bills or from property taxes or upkeep of the inherited property or things of that nature, so forth and so on. And little things start to add up, and let's not, let's just be honest. And you can't talk about property without talking about family dynamics, or an estate without talking about family dynamics. So when there's no will, no trust, or no clear instruction about a loved one's assets, things can get pretty murky and complicated. So, but it doesn't have to be that way. So again, for those of you who are in survival mode or just feel isolated, I want to talk to you about something called multi-generational housing. So I want to share a quick clip, and we will be right back. In 2005, I inherited the responsibilities of taking care of both my parents, who were both diagnosed with dementia just a few years apart. Then, between the year 2020 through 2025, I experienced more trauma. I was juggling grief, debt, and trying to build a business from scratch. Yeah, life was given plot twist energy, but then came the breakthroughs. The first breakthrough was realizing that success is pointless without self-care. Another significant moment occurred when a colleague assisted me in understanding that I was chosen to be a caregiver. Instead of resisting my caregiver experience, I decided to embrace it. That's how the Road to Economic Wealth and Wellness movement was born. To empower caregivers, multi-generational families, and everyday heroes to build wealth and wellness through saving money, working together, and real estate. Hi, my name is Angela Willis, and I am the founder of the Road to Economic Empowerment Enterprises, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. I'm also the owner of AWRealEstateGroup. As we move into a new season of service and impact, we are excited to announce the launch of our new community-based housing initiative focused on multi-generational and caregiver-friendly housing solutions. Our goal is to help 15 families create multi-generational housing within the next 90 days. That's correct, 90 days. Multi-generational housing is when you have 3 or more generations of a family living together under one roof. This is not uncommon among various cultures. It can also be actually a win-win under certain circumstances. For example, as a dementia caregiver, every time I look into the eyes of my 93-year-old father who is suffering from dementia, it causes me to realize that once we get old, all we really care about is being surrounded by the people that we love and those who cares about us. Everything else is not even important. This effort is part of a broader vision that extends beyond housing. It is about community and legacy building. Our vision is to bridge the gap between caregiving, wellness, and wealth because we're not just surviving anymore, we're thriving on purpose through helping underserved caregivers and creating more multi-generational housing. To help us reach our goal in serving 15 families, I am asking you. Okay, so that is the brings the gist of multifamily housing, generational housing, I should say. And I am, um, again, I am just, this is the launch of the multi-generational, you could say, housing movement. The purpose, and as I mentioned in the video, the mission is to bridge the gap um, between caregiving, wealth, and wellness, and to also bring about more community. And without getting too, without being uh, too lengthy, I want to just say that in my book, The Caregiver's Financial Blueprint, which is right here, you can order it on Amazon, Walmart, and then sign uh, multiple book websites. And I share practical strategies families can use before crisis hit. And I talk about ways to leverage your home to create extra, uh, to be an extra source of income for you. Sometimes the answer is right there before you, in your face, in your eyes. And there's a term that we heard of, you may have heard of shared housing. And the I want to say that multi-generational housing um, can, how that looks is a broad umbrella, and there's a lot of different ways multi-generational housing can look. Okay, so multi-generational housing is just the umbrella, and there's again a lot of ways multi-generational housing can look, but typically multi-generational housing has to do with family, 2 or 3 generations, as I mentioned in the video, living together under the same roof. But that's not there's no cookie cutter um, way of looking at multi-generational housing. For example, if you have an accessory dwelling unit, or if you have a garage that you can convert into like an extra, like into an apartment, or if you have an accessory dwelling unit, as I mentioned, um, that could be an extended part of the, extended part of the home that you could probably rent out to some a family member. Um, and there's two different types, two structures that fall up under multi-generational housing. You have the income stream structure, or you have the saving money structure, where all family members uh, all share the expenses. They share the they share the, again, the expenses, the bills. They share. They they pay a share into the responsibilities of the house, of maintaining the property in the house. So that can look one way. Then you have the income structure, where you may, of course, like I said, rent a room to a family member, um, extended family member, and write up and you come up with a verbal written contract. And so it can work that way. And you guys, of course, come up with the terms and you set the expectations. And so this setup is not uncommon in Hispanic and Asian communities. I will say that this is not uncommon for the Asian, again, and Hispanic community. Now, they've been doing it for generations because it makes sense. It's coming from not just a strategic mindset. I have to put it out there that this works when you have people who are thinking strategically, not in the case of people who are coming thinking in a reactive mode, as in like like again, like someone who is possibly just like again, the adult child that moves back home and just thinks that they're gonna just stay there and there not be any expectations. This is, again, excuse me, this is more of along the lines of family members thinking strategically so they can get to an end goal. They can get closer to whatever their end game is. And for a number of people who utilize this model, they're saying, why pay 2 mortgages when you can just pool resources and pay 1? And I want to say that for those of you who don't believe that this is a growing trend, well, according to the National Association of Realtors, which I am a realtor, over 24% of homes sold last year were multi-generational homes. It, again, over 24%. And that number is rising fast. I'm not sure why more people aren't doing this, especially with the affordable housing shortage and the rise of inflation. This is the most effective way to build wealth faster, reduce expenses, and strengthen family support systems. With the right structures, such as written agreements, setting clear expectations, and if the adult parties have a certain level of maturity, it can work. So I want to talk about what are the benefits. Okay, so I've already kind of talked about that. I've said, paying 1 mortgage versus paying 2 mortgages or 3 mortgages. Seniors are some if you are like a new parent, the dynamics can work where you need a little bit of help with taking care of the infant, the senior, the elder in the family can help with that, and vice versa. What are some more benefits? Of course, as I mentioned, pooling resources can help you save money, build stronger communities, reduce debt faster. You have, of course, again, the shared housing costs, the responsibilities of the house. It's a give and take kind of situation. And that's why I said a level of maturity has to be there for it to work. And of course, the right mindset has to be there for it to work. Now, what are some disadvantages of multi-generational housing? Well, of course, some disadvantages of it would be lack of privacy if everybody's living up under the same roof. There can be, some boundary conflicts without written expectations, a lot of assumptions of who can do. If there's nothing written, there can be a lot of assumptions of who's doing what and who's going to do this. Who makes household decisions? Who makes, decisions around the kids? Unspoken expectations can become resentment. Then in the case of, say, someone who is delinquent on making payments, that can become an issue, of course, without getting proper notice. But again, depending upon the mindset, if you have the mindset of wanting to work as a team, then teamwork makes the dream work. And disagreements can happen. But again, if everyone is of a certain mindset, if everyone has a level of maturity, they can work those things out. So I don't want to get into the weeds and stuff like that. But what I will say is that multi-generational housing, it isn't just for caregivers. It's for any family that doesn't mind setting boundaries, values, structure, and is willing to be intentional. So the real question is, are you simply surviving under one roof? Or are you structuring that roof to build wealth or for an end goal, to reach an expected goal? Are you structuring that roof are you simply surviving under one roof, or are you structuring that roof to accomplish a specific goal? So I want to hear clearly. I want you to hear this clearly and know. Let me see. I'm going to turn on my music really good. I want you to know that you are seen, you are valued. You are not alone on this journey if you are in survival mode. And if this topic resonated with you, I go much deeper in my book and on my online course, which the link to the book and to the online course will be put in the description box. And you can explore when you're ready. And if you're a senior care industry, if you're in the senior care industry, the owner of a hospice company or a funeral home, we would love to partner up with you and connect with you. I also would love, when I say we, I'm saying me and my nonprofit and our AWRealEstateGroup would love to connect with you and learn what specific needs your families have in this season and how we can be of more support to you and to them. And again, I want to thank you all for joining me. I am so excited about this new series that we are going on together, that I need your help in getting the word out. And because we are bridging the gap between wealth, caregiving, and wellness. And We can't have legacy without community. So before I close, I also want to remind those of you who are part of the Vision Board family that we will still meet on Sundays at 8 a.m. on our Facebook page that I share with my good friend Tanya for Spiritual Reset Sundays. The link to that will also be in the description box. And I want you all to keep working on those vision boards. I know we have not done the vision board reveal. We will do it. We will continue to do Proverbs, read a book chapter from the book of Proverbs every day. And what else I want to say? Write down one thing. I would love to hear back from you all. I would love to know one thing you all got from this episode. Feel free to put it in the comment section, or you can actually reach out to me on my website, which is on the in the description box as well. And again, thank you all for joining me. I love you and I appreciate you. And I want to wish you all wealth and wellness. And I'll see you all in my next episode.